say life is a gotcha. You can choose your partner, but you sure can't choose the baby that comes out. But what if I told you that there was a way to choose your parents? In today's heist, we're gonna snag you a pair of VTuber parents. Why are they even called parents, and what has that got to do with the content you make? In the Japanese creative community, it is common to call one's creation a child. In the world of VTubers, the term mama may have been first used by first-gen Niji-sanji liver Tsuki no Mito when she interacted with the artist of her model on Twitter. A VTuber can use different types of art to represent themselves. Pingtubers use a transparent PNG file as their model. There are apps which allow them to bounce or change files so that it looks like your character is talking. There are even more advanced Pingtuber models where the art is lightly cut so that during the bouncing, they become more expressive. Pingtubers often have just one mama parent and is the fastest way to get a custom model to use to start creating content as a VTuber. 3D VTubers use a 3D model and body tracking to move the character. The 3D modeler is the sole parent for these VTubers, working on the sculpting, rigging, and will export the files to the 3D software of your choice, which will depend on your needs, like Warudo or VR Chat. Full custom 3D models can take a couple of months from start to finish. Live 2D VTubers, which is the main focus of this video, require an artist who can draw the model and is familiar on how to split it conventionally into many pieces to prepare for the PSD file for the rigger. The rigger then imports the file into Live 2D editor software to rig. Again, this can take a couple of months. Some artists will also do the rigging themselves, but it's more common to find separate artists for the two roles, hence the term mama and papa. My Pixel Mama took around a month to do the art and rig, while this other model— oh, I should change the model here, hold on. While this other model took 7 months from the start of the commission because I had to wait on the artist's availability. In reality, the art took 1.5 months and the rig took around 5 weeks. The actual gender of the artist doesn't really matter in the case of VTuber mamas and papas. The mama is usually the artist while the papa is the rigger, but there are cases when the artist wishes to be called one or the other, so it depends on the family relationship you have. Just like in real life. Who would have thought? Sometimes there's more than one artist or rigger working on the model. Or if you have a separate artist for the costume or character design, there really isn't a coined term in EN, but I have heard of godmother or aunt being used in a half-joking way. Either way, it's always a good thing to credit your artists, as they are the ones who made it possible to bring your character to life. Deciding on an artist and rigger for a custom model can be hard, especially when models cost anywhere from hundreds to $10,000s of dollars depending on how complex the character is, and how many additional expressions, poses, or outfits you want for the model. There are also hidden costs depending on how well you want the tracking to be, but that can be a whole separate video. Some artists have full control over the design even if you send over a rough draft, and others may require you to already have a character concept fully fleshed out before ordering. Artists and riggers can also do bundle packages, offering discounts if you work with them as a pair. On the other hand, artists may also restrict you from choosing certain riggers because of bad experiences in the past. But here's the secret. You may have a particular look that you want your character to have, but did you know that there's more to a relationship than looks? It's not called your model parents for no reason. Some artists are very interactive with their children, commenting on their activities, popping by streams to say hello, or even a quick sketch under your fan art tag to show support. They may even have a Discord server where all of their children can network. But there's the other side of the spectrum where the relationship is much more transactional. Once the commission is done, you probably don't hear from them ever again unless something comes up during the rigging and the rigger is requesting adjustments. For indie VTubers, you have a choice of who you want to commission, while for agency VTubers, their model parents are most likely chosen even if the character design isn't completely finished, as the silhouettes are often shown in promos for auditions. It is also much more difficult for agency VTubers to change mamas, as they are also in charge of the outfit and expression updates. This means that seasoned VTuber artists are very wary of accepting too many children, as the work can pile up. I've seen some artists stopped accepting new clients or other types of art commissions for a whole whole year because they're just too busy with doing model updates. If you really want a highly sought after parent though, it might take a couple of seasons to even get a slot, and sometimes you may never do. It really all boils down to luck and timing. For one of my current models, the artist was not a part of a studio that I was commissioning from. I just simply asked if it was possible for them to contact the artist I wanted to commission, and thankfully, they said it was possible and the artist was also available. Sometimes all it takes is just reaching out to an artist, if they have a contact email available, and ask if they're willing to work with you. They may say no, but at least you've tried. Using the same model for years can feel tiring. Some people, that may be a couple of months, while others, they may just use that one model for their entire lifetime. It's like when you wear the same outfit for months without changing any part of it. Even if you still love it, the trends and fashion of the week might make you FOMO when you mindlessly scroll Twitter and see all the cool new toggles the latest models are getting. With how fast the technology behind rigging and tracking is becoming, maybe just updating your rig while keeping the art the same will be fresh enough. Niji-sanji's 3.0 brush-up lottery system is a great example of this. Even with just small tweaks in expressions and rigging will bring a new side to the character. And it's okay to want to have a different artist or rigger for your new model. As long as you feel like that's the next progression for your content, that should be enough to convince you that it'll be the right step. Your super design might not be something you want from your techie cyberpunk outfit, or maybe your mama doesn't even do that particular style. Avoid making comparisons between your models, because each one has a pair of artists behind it and they worked really hard to bring it to life. There are also alternative solutions such as buying or using live 2D outfit assets, where you hide your model's body, leaving only the head and neck visible, so that you can paste the outfit on top. Voila! You've discovered another hobby that can rival your addiction of buying skebs. You can get simple ones such as hands holding objects all the way to fully rigged outfits. You may need to wait weeks to months or even years before you can get a custom VTuber model in your hands. So if you're new to using a model for content creation, I would highly recommend testing the waters out first before you heavily invest in custom gear. There are plenty of free-to-use and pay-to-use models that offer a great degree of customization that you can use to try streaming or recording videos in the meantime. If you're up for it, there's also a bunch of tutorials available on YouTube if you ever want to try your hands on making your own model. Now that this heist is wrapping up, let's rendezvous in the next one. Speaking of waiting for artists to deliver, I should probably check up on my skeb commissions.